And welcome back to the studio. Our next guest wants to create healthier options for the people in the Bronx with his new projects and initiatives, and known for creating the Bronx Salad. And now, well, he has created Born Juice, which will be the first ever cold-pressed juice bar and plant-based eatery right here in the Bronx. And so joining us now to tell us more, and, well, we're going to try some healthy juices. That's what we're going to do. We welcome founder and CEO of Born Juice, Henry Obispo. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
You
Thank
know,
you for having me.
I almost got caught up there because I was like, oh, we're going to make juices. No, we're going to drink juices.
We're going to drink some, and then next time I'll come back and we'll make some and show everybody at home what they can do for themselves.
You're willing to give away your secrets?
Yeah, the idea is to actually share and become a community where, you know, if I hold on to things I know, how will it benefit everyone? You know what I mean? It's too self-serving.
I like that. So where does the name Born come from?
Well, Born is an idea I had when I was living in Brazil. I had moved to Brazil for close to 3 years, and I just had a rebirth in Brazil and then coming back. And I wanted to translate that feeling I had about rebirth, about starting over, about renewal, about new beginnings. And born was that powerful word that just stood out for me. And I wanted everyone to partake in that feeling also of rebirth and us starting a new life.
So just because you're referencing being reborn, let's just give everybody a little bit of your background, right? Because, you know, we started to dabble into like, oh, did you get your PhD, right? You were going to become a doctor, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you went into entrepreneurship, and then you've traveled, but you have really a fascinating background. Let's share with everyone.
Yeah, so I had, while in college, I went to Binghamton University. I didn't think I was ever going to go to college. It wasn't an idea growing up in the Bronx. I'm a kid of the South Bronx, and of an immigrant family, Dominican. And so college was not something that we even really talked about until I saw a cousin of mine going to away, and I said, maybe I should do that. And so I applied. I had decent grades, and I got into school, and then I got the Bill Gates scholarship. So that scholarship allowed me to really take advantage of everything. And it was a scholarship that took me all the way to a PhD, fully paid, wherever I wanted to go. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was literally winning the lottery of life. And so as a result of that, I just focused on school. I had no pressures and economic pressures, so I had to focus. I had the time to focus, and so I did really well in school. And then I traveled the world on the scholarship. I ended up living in 4 different countries.
Please, name.
Morocco, France, Spain, Cuba.
Love.
Yeah, and so it just opened up the world for me. And the idea was to come back and bring that knowledge to the Bronx. And so I went to NYU, and it was towards a PhD, but at that moment, I ended up moving to Brazil for just a couple of weeks. It was a little vacation. I ended up staying there for 3 years. And so then is when I realized that I really didn't want to get a PhD and become a professor. What I really liked and what I really actually loved was entrepreneurship and creativity and sort of thinking of new ways to create endeavors.
And so, hence incorporating nature in the process, right? And let's talk about the Bronx Salad, even though we're here to talk about the juice, only because the concept is really what the Bronx Salad is about.
Yes.
And it's really about forming an alliance within the borough itself and generating the funds so that the buck is being passed back and forth amongst the community.
Yes.
Within the community, amongst the organizations.
Yeah, it is the ultimate sustainability project. So the idea 3 years ago was, after we got the news that we were 62nd out of 62 counties in New York, my reaction was, well, what are we going to do about it? So I had an idea of creating a dish that would be emblematic of the Bronx. Where you think of the Bronx, you don't necessarily think of health, but why not? Why can't we shift that perception and engender a new way of thought for the Bronx and the people of the Bronx to sort of take that in and say, hey, no, like this represents me. So the Bronx Salad was that dish that came out of
Like the community gardens, right?
Yeah, so
do these come out of the community gardens?
so the innovative part about the juices is that we have a hydroponic where we grow
The roof, right?
Yeah, where we
Yes.
grow our own greens, and it is the first of its kind, and it's attaching a business and a juice bar and an eatery that is serving the community and also growing it right in the community. It is a novel idea of complete sustainability. So that hydroponic we used to launch the pilot for the Bronx Salad. And so we gave the restaurants those greens from the hydroponic that literally grew at Bruckner Boulevard.
And so now, leading into the juices, because I know you're going to be opening up an establishment,
Yes.
and I want to make sure that the segment doesn't run out without
Yes.
us just inviting people to learn more about pressed juice, because that's something new to me as well.
Yeah, so
Cold pressed juice.
Cold pressing is a different technology. It's not a technology that we have here in the Bronx. It's usually you'll see it in Manhattan or whatnot. And what it really is, it's not what we're used to seeing in terms of a centrifugal home juicer, where there's a motor that spins and extracts, but it doesn't really fully extract, because what it does is that there's a heating factor in the motor. So cold pressing is another technology where it keeps everything intact. And all
Meaning
the
the
enzymes,
nutrients.
the nutrients and
Right,
the enzymes
enzymes.
specifically don't die. The enzymes are very fragile, and so that centrifugal kills pretty much all the enzymes. Whereas the cold pressing, you take even the hue out of the produce, and so that is considered alive. So the idea is that if you want to be alive, you eat live things.
Right.
And the novel idea behind Born Juice is that we're growing our own food. We are teaching urban farming to the youth in the immediate surroundings, and we're consuming it to give it to the community in there, as well as hiring locally to create a system that sort of is intact.
While elevating our health consciousness,
Yeah,
right,
completely.
and removing ourselves from that list of 62
Yes.
in the.
Yeah, which is my passion. I want to be able to take people out of that reality that we lived in for so many decades. We
Right.
don't have to do that, and we deserve better.
I agree. And so, when do you anticipate the
Yeah.
storefront opening?
So we're looking to open at the end of the summer, beginning of the fall, and it's something that is a lot of people have sort of backed, a lot of organizations, and we've partnered with Farmingdale University and their urban design and horticultural department, and they're going to they've designed our space. So we have, they took, for the last semester, they took up our project to do a sustainable build out.
This is wonderful.
For our
I'm
space.
taking it in because
Yeah.
now we have the universities involved and
Exactly.
everybody's playing a role in
That's
this
the
development.
idea.
So what's the location?
The location is 2500 3rd Avenue.
2500 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
And can people get these in the meantime?
Well, I've been doing pop-ups in pretty much the last year or so. So you can find me at whatever pop-up. You can follow us at Born Juice on Instagram, BORNJUICE, and we'll let you know where we're going to pop up in the meantime. And we're going to have a permanent pop-ups in the coming month before we open.
I'm sure we'll have you back on again. Thank you so
Yes.
much for being here
Thank
with
you.
us,
I
Henry.
really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the work that you're doing for the
Thanks.
next generation. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
Thank
They
you.
need,
Yeah.
things to look forward to.
Yes.
Right. So
I agree. Thank you.
of course, and health consciousness. Once again, you guys, for more on Born Juice, you can visit their Instagram account, which is Born Juice. Okay, so we have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll hear about an empowering exhibition that you don't want to miss.